What's up, you bad motherfuckers? Welcome back to the Beers and Ears podcast. As always, it's your favorite uncles. Uncle Guillotine, Uncle Rambo, Uncle Tower Power, Kamabaka-acha.
Damn, I thought you were going to call one of us Uncle Touchy.
Ah, I should have. Piss.
Uncle
Restart.
Oh, man. Gents, it's starting to feel a little bit like fall out there.
Leaves are changing.
Yes, they are.
You roll in the neighborhood, like the tops of the trees and like the ends of the branches are turning purple. It's beautiful.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
It's just the weather, the hoodie weather, fucking football and hunting and fucking, I don't know what else. The leaves look cool. It's a great time of year.
Leaves look fucking cool, dude.
I can drink coffee all day. Yeah, it's just a good time of year.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Love it. We get any states opening up?
Yeah.
Oh, I know we did. I know, okay, I know. So, deer season has officially begun in a lot of the good states now, really. I mean, fuck, I think Wisconsin already started, but
Yeah.
we are now, Illinois is open,
Hey.
Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Mississippi, Oklahoma. Damn, a lot of October states open in October.
Say Oklahoma.
Yep. Rhode Island.
They hunt in Rhode Island?
I know.
It's like the size of Cecil County.
Yeah, it's rifle only.
What? I was about to say.
Fucking shoot across that state. Vermont. And then October 2nd, we got Maine, Texas. I want to hunt in Texas.
I want to live in Texas.
I practically lived there for 8 months.
Yeah, me too.
And then October 2nd, the last is Virginia.
Hey!
Hey, shout out Kip Campbell.
A close neighbor. We also had a submission by Brent down in Virginia.
Our first.
Our first submission. Thank you. He got it done on opening night. He got him an old freezer queen.
Fucking nanny.
Nice big
Nice
doe.
doe.
Congratulations, Brent.
Congrats.
Fucking good shit, dude. That's what we like to see.
Got some shit coming your way, some stickers,
Yeah, we're gonna hook you up,
koozies. I might poop in a piece of Tupperware and send it to you. You never know.
Damn, maybe you should get somebody else to open the box and just do like a little test run.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
Good.
A bunch of dough shit in there.
These raisins?
There's coffee beans.
Glitter bomb, though, shit, you know.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've had a fucking hell of a week out in the woods, dude.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, I've been pursuing the elusive Pope and Young buck in early season, which is a fantastic time of year to pursue said beast. And I've had some luck. I've seen some on cameras, and I've been trying to. Basically, what I've been doing is where the direction that the bucks are coming from, and the idea that I assumed they were possibly bedding in. I was trying to intercept them moving from the bed to soybean before they do this shift that they tend to do when their antlers harden and October rolls around and the corn gets cut and they move. They typically will move towards the end of September, early October. Well, I was not having any fucking luck with that. So I'm in there, and I go in there Sunday, right? Check my camera, and I'm not seeing any bucks on there anymore. I'm like, oh, fucking fantastic. But I'm going to give it one last sit, and I go back to pretty far in, close to the closest bedding area, as close as I could get to the bedding area, sorry. And I sit real close to it, and I'm sitting there, and a doe comes out and a spike. And it was actually really cool. We filmed it a little bit. Came right under my stand. I was sitting really kind of low, which is something that I wanted to touch on. Because I know we talk a lot about how we like to sit real high up in the tree stand. You know what I mean? I like to get fucking higher than the grocery bill. You know what I mean? And
Simpson. Or is it
yeah,
Tyler Childers?
that's Tyler Childers. Yeah. But in early season, sometimes you can't, because if you get too high, you have no shot. You've got limbs everywhere. There's brush everywhere. Like, so sometimes you have to kind of play that by ear and just see what your shooting lanes look like. If you're using a climber and you're doing a run and gun style, that is.
Yeah.
Now, if you got a hang on, of course you can trim and do all that stuff, but that's not something you want to do when you're running gunning.
No.
So I couldn't even sit that high, so I was like 16 feet off the ground, and these deer were right underneath me. It was really fucking cool.
Jeez.
I could have jumped on that doe.
Should have.
I thought about
its throat.
Tim Wells in her with my fucking Gerber knife.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But that was really cool. However, that is not what I was hoping to see. I was hoping to see a nice buck. So the next day, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going over there. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go on the other side of the property to this location John and I have dubbed the Valley of Death. And I fear no evil as I traverse the Valley of Death. But I went in there, and I decided, because of the wind direction, I was going to go the opposite way of the way that I had gone years past. It's just basically a creek that runs through this valley, and normally I would go right, and I went left. Well, I sat there, had a great sit, seen a lot of action, but at the end of the night, in the distance, I seen not one, not two, but three nice big bucks. All of them shooters, all three of them. And one of them is a absolute unit. Now, it's low light, so I can't say for sure, but I bet he's at least 140 inches.
Yeah, that's my deer.
We'll see about that. And so, out of these 3 bucks, 2 of them are like Pope and Young. Then there's a third that's like a booner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck me. And they didn't come in my direction. They went the other way. So I was like, well, I know about from where they came from. So I looked at the weather app, the forecast for the rest of the week. So Tuesday was shit. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to go in there Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we had a nice little cold front come in, and the wind direction was potentially really good. So Wednesday, I go into my boss. I'm like, look, man, I'll do whatever it takes. Get in your office. I need to leave work a little early tonight. And
Banged your head underneath his table a couple times.
yeah. So I left a permanent impression of the back of my head on his desk.
Yeah.
And he let me off early. Totally worth it, by the way. So I get off early and I head in there because this is a hike where I want to go, and it's the long way around. It's just, but it all makes sense. It makes sense. The deer where they're at, it makes sense why bucks would bed there. John mentioned this earlier today when we were talking about it. It is. Sorry, I'm having some voice stuff. Excuse me.
It's the draft beer.
You got COVID? Blow on me,
it
dude.
is.
Did you get fucking 2
I need
weeks
2
off?
weeks off.
Yeah, so it is this piece of property has like several bedding areas. It is 3 inside corners all combined on the outside of this place, and it's surrounded by corn, and it's basically, I don't know how many acres of woods in there. It's timber, nice woods, and there's a lot of thick bedding area in there. And then when you leave the woods, you're in cornfields, and there's 3 inside corners that you can access from this specific area. But it is a bitch to get there.
It's the fucking Mecca, but yeah.
It is
it's
the
a
Mecca
bitch.
of this property.
Yeah.
It is. And I almost hate talking about it because if someone else who has permission to hunt there hears this, they're going to fucking...
Sorry.
Yeah. I will shoot you if you're in there.
Everyone's got permission to hunt in that property.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's people that don't have permission to hunt there anyway.
We'll
so,
get into that.
Yeah. But, so this like perfect little Mecca, it is like the fucking holy grail in there that I found it. I know the bucks are coming from this area. It all makes sense. It's just like a light bulb goes off in my head. I'm like, bing, like this is it. This is where they're at.
Yeah.
And so I make my way in there Wednesday, got in there real nice and early. And I'm sitting in my stand, and I got a bunch of does all over. I had like 6 does underneath my stand at one point. Then they rolled. And let me mention this too. When I got in there, that's the funny thing about this, and it's like this on a lot of properties. But sometimes when you look at the wind on an app like Hunt Stand or HuntWise or whatever you use, you can get to a piece of property, and for whatever reason, whether it's just the topography or the fucking Bermuda Triangle or whatever,
Wizardry.
Yeah, it's wizardry. It's sorcery. The wind doesn't blow the way it's fucking supposed to, according to the app, and that's what was going on. So I was like, shit. All right, so basically what I did was I had to hug one side of the creek so that my wind, even though it was blowing slightly towards them, they would have to be on like the far side of the creek for them to catch the wind of me. And it's like away from the trail that I seen them on. So I'm like, okay, so it's not ideally where I wanted to sit, but it should still work. And it also will give the buck confidence because he'll still have wind in his face, which he wants to move. He wants that to feel comfortable. So I liked my setup. I was good with it. And I get in there. I seen a lot of does. I think I seen a little spike. And it was about 6:30. And I'm waiting for this buck. I wanted that big one. You know what I mean? But any of those three would have been amazing. And I hear coming from behind me some crunching. And I'm like, okay. And I look over my shoulder and I see a little buck. And it's like, I just seen like two little forks sticking out from underneath this bush. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, it's like a 6-pointer. Nice little 6, cool. And I'm looking, I'm watching him, and then it like steps out from underneath the bush. And I realized what I was looking at was just his G2 and his G3. This was a nice 8. Nice 8. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones that I've seen a few nights before, but I wanted to say he's probably a Pope and Young size buck, which is what I'm after. So I'm like, holy shit. So I just went from, I'm sitting there like, yeah, whatever, to, oh, fuck. And I had to fucking like hurry up and grab my belt. And he came to like a wall. And it was right where I actually had to move during this sit because of the wind. So when I told you about the wind, I didn't realize that till I got up in my stand, that it was moving that direction. So I climbed down and moved. Luckily, I got in early enough. Because sometimes, dude, I don't know about you guys, but you ever climb up in a stand and the wind was like decent on the ground as you're walking in, and you get up there and it is not blowing where you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week I had to leave.
The same happened to me, too.
I just left. I just fuck this.
Fuck this, dude. I got a west wind blowing right into the fucking bedding area. Got the fuck out of there.
And so that's pretty much what it was. But I was like, dude, it's early. I got time. So I climbed down and I moved like 40 yards. Well, I guess he picked up my ground scent. And I got rubber boots, but I think they can still pick up some ground scent even with rubber. But he got to like right to where I walked from one tree to the other, and he stopped. And he did not like that. And he was like, okay. And he turned around. When he turned around, I stood up. I grabbed my bow. And I'm waiting for him because there's so much foliage and leaves and everything like that. I didn't have a great shot. But if he walked into this little opening, I had a shot at 25 yards. And he was headed right there. So he got his head out, and I drew. And I was nice. I was cool, calm, and collected. He stepped out in there, and it was a hard quarter and away shot. He was like, he turned his head like this, and he was slightly quartered, but facing away from me. And I fucking let him have it right in his fucking, right behind his shoulder blade. And the lighted knock, what I think happened is, came in and hit him in his sternum. Because of where the knock was on his body, and he took off, and the knock was on his back as he's just running. And he went to what looked to be about like 80, maybe 100 yards. I could see the lighted knock. And I was like, fuck, okay. That wasn't an ideal shot, but I felt really good about it. I was like, with the shot, he should be dead. It might have been a little bit of liver, probably only one lung, but it was a good shot. So I'm like, fuck. I climbed down, and I walked over to where he was, and I'm looking for blood. I didn't see any blood. I'm like, fucking fantastic. Well, I know I got him. The arrow's in him. It's dark. I'm going to get out of here. So I fucking walked a long way out of there, opposite of where he came. I cut back up through the corn and walked out because I didn't want to bump him. And I get back to the truck. I go home, and I take like a whole bottle of Benadryl so I can fall asleep.
6-pack.
I drank a 6-pack of IPAs and drank a bunch of Benadryl. And I passed fuck out. Works like a charm.
Yeah.
Next morning, I went back, and I went to where I shot him, and I looked for blood. It was really hard to find. I did find some, but it was very spotty and very small little specks. It looked like color looked good and everything, but it just wasn't much at all. And I followed it to a creek to where I lost the blood altogether. So I'm looking up and down the creek and everything. Long story short, I spent about 4 hours looking for him, a little under 4 hours. And I Could not find him.
Damn.
That's $3 in a row for me that I've shot and couldn't find.
Yeah, we were talking on our group chat on Snapchat, and there was just questions flying. Like, have you checked the water? Blah, 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 blah. And it was like my last question. I think it was over text, just me and you over text. And I was like, what'd you shoot him with? Mechanical or a fixed blade? And you were like, a mechanical. I was like, you silly bitch.
Well, and here's my thing. I shot him with a Schwacker.
Yeah, it's probably not the reason, but
It's the reason.
it definitely makes a light bulb go over in your head. Like, maybe.
I feel like it's a too frequently used excuse for why you don't find your deer.
That's true.
And I don't want to use that because honestly, like I said, man, the last $2 I shot, it was my fault. I made bad shots. I knew I made bad shots. But this one, I really felt good about the shot. Like, I was like, I didn't like the angle. I was like, it was a funny angle. It wasn't great. But there's no reason that I shouldn't have hit at least one long.
Like, you felt like you just pinwheeled
I felt like
Yeah.
he was done. I didn't want to push him. I left. I was like, you know what? I will find him. It might take him a little time to die. I got a single lung. I felt good about it. You know what I mean? Good enough to where, like, I wasn't that worried about it. I was just thinking about it as I'm walking. Like, I'm thinking about, man, I can't wait to I'm going to walk by and see him, be like, yeah, you know. And then just time started to go by, and I just started to get that gut feeling like, oh, man.
gone.
And maybe it wasn't the broadhead, but what I will say about Schwackers, when they do what they're supposed to do, they are aggressive broadheads.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
deer Ryan killed last year was with a Schwacker, wasn't it?
And if you're that confident,
in half.
if you're that confident in your shot placement, the wound that thing leaves, the carnage that broadhead leaves.
That's what was confusing to me, why I didn't have better blood. I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I may never know. Hopefully, he's just out it's such a large property that maybe I missed something. Maybe I walked right past him. Maybe he just was out in the corn.
Yeah.
And you, dude, trying to find a deer in corn is fucking insane. Without a good blood trail, it's just, there's nothing I could do. And I've toyed with going back and looking more, but this is like the prime spot there. I don't want to go blow it up. It's like, if I do find him, that'd be awesome. But at the same time, they cut the corn. I might find him then. I might find him later in the season. It's not like I won't find him. The meat is gone now at this point, so there's no sense in like pressuring it.
It was gone the morning after.
Yeah, it's too hot now. So it's like, it is what it is at this point. And I don't know. I felt good about it. I wasn't like super nervous. My heart was pounding, of course, but I wasn't like punchy or nothing. Everything just felt great. I just don't know what happened.
What release did you use?
I used my thumb button.
Okay.
Yeah.
You done with your hinge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
choice.
It's just not practical for hunting for me. And some people do it, but I don't like it, man. I don't like it. And it's not even the punchy thing. It's adding a step because it's got a safety. So like maybe if I used one without a safety, but I don't like drawing ones without a safety when I'm hunting. Like I feel that makes me even more nervous. So it's just
And some extra step of making sure you're drawing it correctly.
yeah, I'd rather just use my thumb button, and I get a good shot with it. I've been shooting the target with it, and I mean I like it a lot. It works for me for hunting, so I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not gonna change stuff up, especially with this crap happening over this week. I mean it's brutal, man. It really sucks, and there's just nothing I can do other than suck it up, man. And like I went out there, I'm looking for this deer, and on the way home, I had my pistol with me because there's poachers and stuff there, and I just, if I caught one of them, I was going to take out some aggression. But anyway, I had my pistol with me, and it was sitting on my passenger seat as I'm riding home, and I was just looking over at it like, man,
Just end it right now.
I could just finish this. Fuck this.
He's in the Royal Farms parking lot, blows his brains out.
Like, man, man, that's $3 in 4 years for me.
Dude, just stick to does. Let Daddy have all the bucks. It's fine.
I'm not giving up. It's not happening. But I just, this last one is particularly frustrating because of how good I thought it was. You know.
Yeah, you feel like you pinwheeled him and you just can't find
and
him.
he's just not there. It's like, and I know a lot of people experience this, and it happens. It's gonna happen if you hunt long enough. This will happen to you. You know what I mean? It just sucks for me that it's been 3 big bucks in a row.
Yeah, Booner,
And
one Pope and Young, and the other one was
smaller 8. But yeah, I mean that's 3 deer that I would like to have on my wall right now. And it's like, but you know what? At least I'm getting better at finding bucks. And I felt like this one in particular, I zeroed in on him. You know what I mean? So that was really cool. The whole thing was awesome. It just, the ending sucked. Yeah, it's like watching a porno where they cut out right before the money shot.
Fuck.
It's like,
Subscribe now. Get fucked.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, should I go into my week?
Hell yeah, let's hear it, Johnny. How was your week, brother?
I went hunting on the same night you did, Wednesday. Right after work, I scurried to my food plot. That is no longer a food plot. So I need to make a confession to you fellas. I went in there the week before, and I emptied a bag of corn out there.
Yay!
I had to do it. And I got there Wednesday, and it was all gone. Not a fucking kernel left.
When did you put it out?
The Friday before, so 5
okay,
days.
Yeah. Hell
Well,
yeah.
I put out two 35-pound bags.
Okay,
all
so
gone.
good for the corn.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were grubbing.
Yeah, so I went there Wednesday, and I got in there about quarter after 4 because of hang on. I just scurried up and just sat there, and I was texting Sam because she was in a dilemma. She had 2 very well-paying jobs that wanted her services, and I'm like texting her like, take this job, take that. I don't know, what do you want? So congratulations on your new job, my love.
Hell yeah.
Congrats.
Congrats, Sam.
And it was like quarter after 5. I'm texting her, and I look up, and it was like this deer just got beamed down from a UFO and is standing there in the middle of the food plot as a doe
In the middle of your corn pile, correct yourself.
that once was a corn pile.
Yeah.
And not a very big doe, but she's not a fawn either. She's a yearling, last year's fawn.
Mm-hmm.
And she just has no idea I'm there. I get my bow off the bow hanger, draw back, and I take my time. I buried that pin in her armpit. And when I released that trigger, she ducked. And when she ducked, it hit her perfect. I don't think I've ever made a more perfect shot than this.
Hell yeah.
And the thunderhead ripped through her. And I heard the old familiar sound of Mark McGuire hitting a rug.
Yeah.
And it buried in the ground a foot, maybe more. And she took off the way she came. Very little blood, though. But I knew where she went, so I followed where she went. And finally I found blood, and then some more blood, and then some more blood, and then, oh, a deer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Daddy Rambo.
Number 2.
Chalk another
Put
one
that on the
out.
board for you. Pulling ahead.
It felt good. You know, she was small, but I had to get that good shot under my belt.
Yeah, after the last one.
Yeah, after the first one of the season, it didn't sit right with me. So
Yeah.
that one felt good.
Hell yeah, man. I love stacking does. Don't get me wrong, but I've had a bunch under me that I'm at that point after this week. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let another doe walk in front of me without killing it.
Yes, that's the guillotine I know.
Yeah, I'm done. And tonight, me and John did a shake and bake, and if it was another like alien fucking appearance of a deer
Yeah.
that just walked out there, and I mean she cruised, she was hauling ass. Something
Yeah.
spooked her. No, she ran towards us though.
I don't know if she was spooked or she was just trying to find her family or what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, she was moving good though, and we just looked at each other like, what the fuck?
She's fucking
She
appeared
just
out of nowhere.
ran by and then took a hard right and went like up this hill a little bit, and then she like fucked around and she was gone. And this was like almost last light,
Yeah.
and I was just like, man, she don't know how lucky she was, because one of us, we would have rock paper scissors right there.
Real silent up in the stand doing rock paper scissors, but she was moving. So pull me one there, Big Daddy.
Well, these aliens beaming down fucking deer, they got to spend some time around me because I could
Dude.
use that. So I went in
See anything this week?
Friday.
Friday.
I didn't tell you about this.
Okay, you're keeping things from us.
What was it? Tuesday we had a cold front blowing, right?
Yeah.
So our mornings have been crisper.
Or have they ever? It was 48 this morning.
So on the property I hunt, I know exactly where they're fucking bedding. I've gone in there multiple times, pattern them. I know what time of day they're moving. So I get off work a little early. I get out of my truck, start working my way into the woods. It's 3:30.
Beautiful.
3:30. I'm golden. So I'm walking my trail, I get about 50 yards from my setup, and I bump two does on the fucking trail.
Ugh.
God damn it.
On the fucking trail to my goddamn stand. They were out of their bedding. I don't know if something spooked them out of their bedding, which is possible. But I don't know if the cooler weather is having something to do with it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to throw up.
Well, that's one of those things like public land, man. Sometimes them deer move in unusual hours intentionally.
3:30, those fuckers were up and at 'em.
Well, we seen our first deer at 4:30 today.
Yeah. Oh, so when we went in today.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Continue, Runsky.
Yeah.
Get on your story. We'll talk about that.
And today's hunt, I felt everything was perfect. Wind was perfect. I got there early, took my time going in, took an hour to get to my fucking... everything, stars were aligned today. And it was just one of them sits, man. No action.
Didn't see anything?
Didn't see dick.
You're still sitting in the same spot, though, ain't you?
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Like,
Those deer know you're there.
If you're,
Oh, yeah, without question.
I feel like in the early season, you can hit a spot a couple times, like 5. You know what I mean? But, like, if you're not seeing nothing after that, it's time to...
I'm thinking about changing property altogether.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying,
I would go
suggesting.
deeper into the property.
Either that or take your ass to Fair Hill, man.
Yeah,
it's a massive property. People don't really hunt it a lot.
There's so many fucking people in there right now, though.
Yeah, but them deer are in there, man.
And they're used to the people.
I got to change it up.
Like, do you think they get used to the people? So, like, if they catch your wind, maybe they're like, eh.
They're not as concerned by it.
Yeah, I think-
Absolutely.
yeah, but-
On a property like Elk Mills or Fair Hill, where there's all these hiking trails, there's fucking summer camps in there and everything. They're definitely familiar with human scent. I'm not saying that they're going to be completely accustomed to it, but you can probably get away with a lot more in a place like that.
I think next week I'm going to go to my spot
Yeah.
where I killed my 2 deer last year.
Okay.
I've been telling you to go there to begin with.
Yeah, I think temperatures are starting to align. I can get in there and start poking around a little bit.
Hell
I
yeah.
just don't want to see you behind bars, my brother.
I got permission. What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding.
You gotta walk through somewhere you're not supposed to walk through to
Right.
get there, but
Yeah.
you're allowed
Yeah.
to be there.
And
So
it's-
it's like, it's one of them things where it's like,
I was going to sit on. I got the itch. I got to take care of this itch.
Yeah, that's why I shot that doe Wednesday. I had an itch, and I need to fulfill that itch.
And that's
Yeah.
and Friday, man, being that just.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and to add some more pain to tonight's hunt. So a family was having a cookout at the pavilion, and they see me walking.
What
of
do you mean
course,
at the pavilion?
at the little pavilion park area. There's like a little
When you get out of the hunting property.
where I park. When you walk through the park,
There's a playground.
There's a park, a playground.
Yeah, okay.
So a family was having a little like social gathering, little get together, and
So you're walking out there with your bow.
Oh
and
yeah,
tree
and they're all
stand.
like they're cool shit. They're all like good luck. You know what I mean? I'm walking through and. I was like, God, I hope they're not there when I walk out. I'm walking out. It's a long cross across. I see them at the pavilions. I'm like, God damn it. I'm walking out. And the lady was like, you hungry? You want a burger or a hot dog? I was like, well, I was supposed to be dragging food out of the woods right behind me, but that didn't work out. She was like pity. She was just like, poor thing. He needs to eat something. I was like, God damn it. Give me a hot dog.
Give me a fucking hot dog. Give me
I'm crying while I'm eating. I'm like, okay.
sobbing. That's what I was doing, walking through the woods, fucking
And
looking for that
do you
buck,
know
just
do
sobbing.
you know what else frustrates me about that property? There are deer all over the safety zone in that property.
Yeah. Oh, they know.
Yeah.
They know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're it's ingrained in them at this point.
God.
It's a good property, man. We got the apple orchard
Oh,
on
my
the
God.
other side.
Yeah.
I gotta give it a break.
Yeah.
John, you got a pretty thick buck on your cameras.
Yeah.
And he was moving earlier, right? Did he keep at it?
He made what should have been fatal mistakes 2 mornings in a row. He crossed through this hole in the fence where I got my cell camera at 7 in the morning on Thursday and Friday, and I thought I had him pegged. I was going to go there this morning, break my early season rule, and go in the morning, but he didn't show himself last night on camera going through this hole in the fence because he didn't have the right wind.
So you think because the wind was blowing up his ass,
Yeah.
he didn't want to move that way?
Yeah, it would have been a southwest wind, and if he would have came back in the morning, the wind would have been blowing up his fucking butthole, and he don't want that.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
An old smart bucks, they don't want to move
Yeah.
if the wind isn't blowing at least kind of in their face. And it's blowing right at their back, they very rarely will move in that direction, at least in my experience. And from from photos that we've had, they just don't do it. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's not smart on their fucking part.
Yeah, and he's got a nice rack, but his body is massive.
Dude, he's every bit of over 200 pounds.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking loins, baby.
He's a, what'd you say when we were coming?
I'd say, like, we seen this doe earlier, and you were like, dude, that's a thick old girl. I bet she's got a job at thick fillet.
And
I was like,
Down the thickness.
that buck that you got on your camera is a fucking franchisee of thick fillet. He owns a couple of them.
He's a fat fuck.
He's a big old boy.
Yeah, he's a 9-pointer. He's got a double brow on his left side. So that'd be 4 points for Taddeo. I thought I had him pegged, but he's smarter than I.
He ain't dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I get a northwest wind, he'll be there again.
Yeah. To get him, what you're looking for is for the wind to be blowing slightly in his face, or at least, or all the way in his face, because you've got to be able to hunt a buck like that. You got to be able to hunt him to where he can use the wind, and you can still sit there and kill him.
Yeah.
So if the wind's blowing in his face, you can sit far off to one side of the trail, so that he's still going to use the trail, but you can still shoot him even though the wind is blowing in his face because of you're using different angles.
Yeah, bucks will either walk dead in the wind or they will walk catty-quarter into the wind. Especially during the rut, they'll catty-quarter into a wind.
Facts.
That's the wind that I had when I shot that ape the other night. Is the wind, it wasn't ideal. And that's why I had to sit far to one side of the trail. But that's also why he still used that trail, because he still had the wind in his face.
Yeah, they're not dumb.
Dude,
No.
I haven't spent much time around bucks, but last year, wind, dude, that made me a believer, and they're so smart. They will try if they have any question that something's off, they will work that wind to figure out what the fuck is going on. That buck, that story I had last year, man, 6-pointer.
And it's no different
Even a younger buck, they're just so.
And some of the younger bucks you can get away with a lot more, but old does too. They'll do the same thing. I watched an old doe do it the other night to me. She was trying to win me, and she smelled something. She didn't like it, and she would not come past like a certain point. And all the other does are like, whatever, they didn't care. But this big old doe, she wasn't having it. She didn't like it. She knew something was off, and they'll use that wind, man. I mean, that's to them, that's like their eyes. You know what I mean? They could. All their other senses are nothing compared to that, and they live by them. And I heard something the other day that made me wonder. So, like, you know how people, as they get older, their senses start to go. Your sight and your hearing, at least. But maybe not your smell. And I was wondering that about deer, like old deer, a big old buck. I bet he doesn't see quite as well. And he probably doesn't hear quite as well. But I bet you he still smells every bit as well.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's their number one sense.
Yeah. Because I've never heard of people losing, like, smell as they get older. You know what I mean?
Buck on camera.
You just got one on camera?
A little 5-pointer.
Yeah.
Give him my address. Send him my way.
Ugh, God. I'm going to get him.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
These fucking beers are tasting fucking
Dude.
delicious tonight.
Full
Is it because we're
keg.
doing a pot on a Saturday night?
It's been a while since we've done a pot on Saturday night. Full keg of Bush Light.
The
there
beers-
you go.
the beers-
It's a bad night to be a keg of Bush Light.
Dude, the Beers and Deers boys are going to get ripped tonight.
We're going to go 4 hours. From the 4th hour, it's me grunting at each other. So.
Yeah, we'll just be.
Be prepared.
Right.
Oh, my word. If you've never had a draft Bush Light, let me tell you, folks,
It'll change your life.
do yourself the favor.
Life changer.
So I picked up my keg of Bush Light. Was it Thursday night?
Yeah.
Sam ordered 2 kegs. I picked up one. You picked up one?
Yeah, I rolled in there and he was like, somebody else picked up your other one, Jeremy? I was like, yeah, it was him.
I picked that fucker up. Threw that fucker in my kegerator. I got fucking annihilated.
Was it cold?
Yeah.
Maybe the 10-minute drive just cools the beer
Well,
down.
I'm closer, but that shouldn't be that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I went into my fucking 9 a.m. meeting Friday at work.
Just rip-roaring
Smelled like a fucking brewery.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Good Lord alive.
Hell. Yeah, should we talk about our trespassing situation over there at Port?
Well, I'm pulling up my notes here. Oh, yeah. So tonight,
Yeah.
we could definitely run about that. But me and John, our plan initially tonight was to take the long way in. For two reasons. Well,
What was the long
several reasons. The long way would
on
be
the other side of the property,
to go
driving on the other side?
on the opposite side of the
Okay,
property
and
and
walking
walk
across.
through the woods to get up to where we wanted to go, as opposed to walking through some corn, which is a pain in the ass. We pull onto the property and we drive 20 yards down the road through the cornfield, and some asshole went back there and dumped a bunch of trash and wood in the middle of the just backed his pickup in, dumped his whole truckload out and rolled.
People, like...
So it's like the only way we could get in. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
The only way we could get in is to drive through the corn, which we're not fucking pieces of shit. So we're like, well, I'm not gonna drive through the farmer's corn. So we're gonna walk. We're gonna drive to the other side of the property, and we're gonna have to walk through the corn, which isn't what we wanted to do. For one, it's loud, and for two, it just wasn't the ideal approach for where we went tonight. Although we did have a really good sit. We seen a lot of does, seen a spike, and as we were walking in, and this is the same place that I shot the buck. Well, it's nearby. It's closer to the bedding, actually, where we went tonight. And because now we're pretty much zeroed in. We know where these bucks are at. And we had an idea of it from last year, but because of that early season shift, we weren't sure when they'd be going back there, or if they were there, or maybe they'd been there the whole time. I don't know. But for a while, we had buck pictures on one side of the property. Now they're gone. But I haven't seen either of those two bucks over there at all, so I don't know. But the point is as soon as we got there, we seen a nice buck.
Hammer.
Yeah. I think he might have been even bigger than the one I shot, or at least close to the same size. He was a big buck. Nice buck. Real white rack, too. I mean, you could see him hauling ass. And John was saying, like, dude, I just love the way bucks run. And they do. They just run their chest up like
Confident,
they're fucking king
majestic.
of the world. Just fucking, oh, man, they're beautiful
He
creatures.
was nice and tall, man. He was beautiful.
Nice big white rack. I couldn't tell how many points he was, but I seen his rack was big.
At least an 8.
Yeah, definitely an 8.
How big was the pit in your stomach?
It was just like, at that point, it was just like,
Seth
fuck.
turned around and I was like,
I would've-
he might come back.
Yeah.
I want to throw up jumping does. I couldn't imagine jumping a buck.
We hoped maybe he'd still come back because we had a lot of time. We went in nice and early. He didn't. And also, I wasn't that heartbroken because I seen 3 bucks 100 yards from there. Yeah. So there's 2 other ones in there that I know are there. So we were hoping they would come out. But the wind was perfect when we got in there, which was the exact opposite of what the app said. God. Exact opposite. The app said it was a southwest.
Well, when we got there, it was.
Yeah. But when you walk down into that wooded area where we're at, the topography changes. It probably drops 40 feet from the corn to where you're in the timber, and the wind literally switched 180. It went the exact opposite direction.
Which was perfect, and that's why we didn't see any bucks.
And that's why we think we didn't see anything. It was too perfect. Like we were saying, if they came out, the wind would have been blowing up their ass.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
He doesn't want to move.
That's suicide.
Yeah, so that's probably why we didn't see any bucks tonight.
Plenty of does.
Lots of does.
That fucking one doe that came out first was waterboarding my ass.
Yeah, John.
I wanted to kill her so bad.
And you were like, no,
I was like, don't do it.
I was
dude,
pissed.
don't
I was
do it.
pissing my pants. John was like,
I'm like, dude,
He was like
we're in the Buck Mecca, and you want to shoot a fucking freezer queen at 5 p.m.
he was like, I'm watching 2 spiders fuck right now in this tree branch. I was like, man, he sound bored. Should probably kill a doe.
The closest she got was 53 yards.
John was like, if she gets into 20, I'm shooting her. I was like, God damn it.
I can't be held responsible for what I do to this fucking doe if she gets to 20 yards. I had one window at 53, but at the arrow arc, I couldn't have hit her.
Yeah.
If it was a rifle.
Yeah, she'd have had it.
And for our viewers that watch us on YouTube, John has a fucking air freshener hanging from his fucking mic right now.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that, dude?
Does it smell that bad? Did you breath
No,
that bad?
No.
Yeah, it's fucking...
I needed
his
somewhere
mic-
to hang it.
His mic smells like...
He was like, my mic smells like a fucking asshole, dude. I gotta put a fucking little tree
Black ice right
freshener
now.
on
It
it.
smells like shit and latex.
These brand new boots, I don't know how they smell. All I smell is black ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Not a good night to break in some brand new boots.
Yeah,
What
John.
are they?
They're mud boots. They're like
look like line dancing
they're
boots.
just another kind of muck boot.
Noble Outfitters.
Noble
They're
Outfitters.
nice.
Hell yeah. I bought them for myself, and I was trying to get some for John and Ryan, but these are too small for my fat feet. they're good for lengthwise, but my feet are fat.
So no hobbit
snug.
feet.
So I was like, John, you want them? We got them on sale, dude. Got those things for $35.
They do not feel $35.
No, they feel like they look just like muck boots.
I mean, I got a slight blister on the back of my left heel, but they're brand new.
They're brand new. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get some. She's gonna keep her eyes out and see if we can get another pair, because I like that, because the ones you got are like the ankle high. They're a little higher than your ankle, but like the knee high ones are a lot of times just unnecessary.
It's too much.
Yeah,
And out in snake
I got
country. Yeah, half calf.
Yeah, half calf.
yeah, that's like what John's are. Maybe a little less.
Yeah, a little less.
But that's nice for most of the time. And now the knee highs do come in handy. Don't get me wrong. Shit, last year I went over those fuckers and hunted with wet feet. It does happen. But if you know you don't need them, it's like they're just overkill. Your fucking legs hot as shit. They're not comfortable. So it's nice to have a variety of boots. I like to have options. I hunted in Crocs tonight. It was great.
Yeah.
You ever hunting waders?
That sounds terrible. That's what
No.
you'll be doing
Hey,
that when
I'm
you
trying
hunt
it.
Sika.
Hey, I'm gonna try it this year.
Yeah?
I know during the rut and late season some prime buck bedding.
I wonder if that would help with scent. You got chest waders.
Well, there's
It's all rubber. I'd imagine it would, yeah.
you know where we cut across the tracks in that one spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking get off and then cut across the. I got strategy. It's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting rut for the tower.
Dude, I love doing cool
Off the
hunts
wall
like that,
shit,
like
yeah.
pulling out a kayak.
I'm a trout fisherman too, so I got the thigh highs, and I'm a taller guy too, so I don't need the fucking hip waders.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Runsky's hip waders are like my chest waders.
Yeah.
He's a Sasquatch.
Yeah. But I love doing hunts like that, like pulling out a kayak.
Yeah, I'm
or
getting weird.
fucking-
I'm gonna get weird with it this year
Hey, go
because there's
for it.
no way to get to that bedding without. It's like a horseshoe, and the creek goes around the horseshoe. I'm gonna try to go in there. All right, we'll talk that later.
Hell yeah.
Back to this poaching situation. These dumb fuckers, they went through there when it was mud, and their tire tracks led right to where they are.
Yeah.
So we are at war, I feel like,
With this fucking trailer park.
with this fucking trailer park.
Okay.
I'm going to go in there like Beth Dutton.
Yeah. Like you could, like the muddy tracks went out of the corn
Follow the mud across the road.
right into the fucking trailer park.
Yeah, it's like, it's clear as day who fucking dumped it there.
And like we left, and I was like, well, look at that. That's who they went there. And then we went to the stop sign, and there was a legit crackhead
Yeah.
scurrying around his trailer.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. I
And
just wish I could fucking, I don't know, carpet bomb that whole fucking trailer park.
Yes.
So if anybody has an F-16 out there, fighter,
Yeah.
fighter jet.
I could use a favor. I'll pay
Call
ya.
in Maverick and Goose and fucking take care of
Like
the trailer.
Captain last week was it Tuesday.
Captain's
something
a guy that also hunts
Yes, Captain. Shout out, Captain. He found somebody dumps a bunch of trash over there. He finds it. There's a bunch of mail in it with people's names on it. He calls the cops. There's like 4 or 5 sheriffs in there. And they find that they see the mail and they're like, oh, there's nothing we can do because you didn't see them dump it.
there. What kind of bullshit is that?
Like, what do you mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just don't want to do your job.
Yeah, that seems ridiculous, but okay.
So I guess the people at the trailer park seen this and then decided to just dump a bunch of shit in our way.
Right in the
Like
middle of
the
it,
sheriffs couldn't do like due diligence and like knock on their doors and like I'm
Yeah.
not saying hey
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did this,
Like,
but
what are you
hey
doing?
there was some trash dumped on this property here with your address on it. Just
yeah. Shout out Cesar County Sheriffs.
yeah, just fuckers.
Yeah, it's a shit show over there. I don't want the property to be sold, but it's just almost too much of a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah, like you were saying, if that was my property, man, I'd be fucking miserable.
Yeah.
It'd be like a full-time job just keeping poachers and trespassers out of there. It sucks. It does suck, and that's one of the things that comes with owning property, but particularly when it's across the street from a fucking trailer park. Not that I'm
Especially-
against trailer parks.
No, but this one is extra trashy.
But I feel that
Yeah.
you guys are more in tune with that property than a lot of the other people that hunt there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. John and I hunt that place probably more than
you're,
anybody.
yeah, you're a lot more in tune with it. Like the other guys show up like once every 3 or 4 weeks, perfect
that.
conditions, if that,
Rifle.
and they're rifle hunt. They don't.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun fact about this trailer park: back in the '70s, serial killer Henry Lee Lucas used to live there.
Hey,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so
Okay.
They got a statue of him.
Makes sense.
They're like, yeah. Yeah.
Henry.
Remember that guy? Henry the Ripper? Remember him?
He claimed to kill over 150 people.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Henry Lee Lucas. Look him up.
Well, Port
Wow.
Deposit.
Psycho. Yeah.
Okay. Jeez, I bet he's got some bodies in there.
Probably on your hunting property.
Yeah.
Like, I seen he would steal cars and strip them, and there was a couple old cars.
in where we hunt.
Yeah, I found some old license plates. I was like looking at the date on it, like 74. Was this Henry Lee Lucas?
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
Damn.
Serial kills are a scary thing, man. I love watching those fucking like murder documentaries and shit.
Henry Lee Lucas, look him up. Psycho.
They're scary motherfuckers because they blend right in.
Yeah. Well, they're sociopaths.
Yeah, they don't.
Sociopath. Could you imagine?
That's one nice thing about like where we were at today, though. No poachers are going in there.
You're not getting
It's
in
just so far.
Yeah.
Like you have to really be getting after it to want to go in there.
Poachers are field edge.
Yeah.
Quick and easy.
They,
Quick, yes.
they want to be able to
Spotlight.
get in and out.
Yep.
Yeah. So
If somebody catches them, they got an out.
Yeah. So as much of a nuisance as they are, the best parts of the property, they're not hunting them. They're not getting in there. It's such a big property, I just can't see it. And if they do, and they better hope I'm not back there when they do.
I thought about bringing the old Glock tonight.
Yeah, I forgot it. I have been taking mine every single time I hunt there.
Good.
We really should have followed those mud tracks in the trailer park. and
Well,
just
we
kicked
had
the
shit
door
to
in.
do. We were trying to get in the woods.
Yeah, well, kick a fucking crackhead's ass or kill a buck. What do you want to do?
I enjoy both, actually.
Ridiculous. Yeah, we rolled in there and there's just a bunch of shit in the way. I'm like, what?
Unreal. Yeah, it's a shit show, man. It's just...
Seems like every week you guys are sending me fucking pictures of poachers.
Yeah, we're at war with these people now because they know. Anyway.
Yeah, we should go joke. No, you really can't pattern them.
Fucking Molotov cocktail the trailer
Just
park.
park the fucking Rom in the fucking cornfield with a spotlight. Fucking chase them down like fucking...
So, I got a scenario for you guys.
Ooh, we haven't busted one of these out in a while.
Haven't busted one out in a while.
Oh.
And I got a good shooter pass, too.
Pew, 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 pew.
But here's my scenario. If every buck you shot took a year off your life, how many bucks would you shoot?
I'd be dead.
Yeah, I'd be dead right now.
One.
Well, as of right now, I'd be...
Just one?
I'd do one. I mean, I'm talking like a fucking unit.
You'd pick one big buck.
Like a fucking...
Fuck that.
Dude, I've already taken years off my life living my
Well-
lifestyle. What the fuck? I mean...
Okay, are we talking any buck, any deer with testicles?
Any buck you shoot takes a year off your life.
Any
I'm
buck.
going to be dead at 45.
I'm not going to make it past 40. But no, I'm saying from now on,
Yeah.
every buck you shoot will take a year off your life. Are you going to shoot bucks at all? Are you
Yeah.
going to limit yourself to like 2, 1? You know what I mean? What would you do, Johnny?
I'm chasing a buck every year.
Yeah, fuck it.
cares?
I don't care. Yeah.
gives a
I'd-
fuck?
I'd do one.
You like life that much? That sounds
Dude,
suicidal right now.
I could be dead tomorrow, so I can't afford to lose another year, dude.
Dude, hunting. We have a fucking podcast about hunting. It's my love.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It is,
Yeah.
but goddamn.
I don't know. I'm kind of with you. To an extent. If I was on like my 16th, 17th buck, I'd be starting to worry.
Yeah, that's true.
My lifestyle, I cannot afford to give any years up, dude.
You really got to be selective on what buck you're shooting.
Yeah, but I'd continue to shoot bucks. Yeah,
Of
fuck
course.
it. Take a couple years. I don't care. They're gonna be good ones.
I'm smoking a cigarette. All right. What's one more year?
Yeah, and you can just say, hey, fuck it.
Well, here's a scenario, nothing to do with hunting. If you could know when you're going to die, would you want to know?
Hell no. Hell no.
I don't know.
That's a tough question.
Dude, you would be counting down the fucking days. There's
That's
no way.
true.
You'd be looking at a count. No.
You'd have
No.
fucking anxiety at the roof.
Yeah. Who knows how I'm going to fucking... You smack by a fucking car. I'm going to fucking know that shit.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
I think I'd want to know.
You're nuts.
I can see both sides.
Yeah, because then I could make the best of the time that I had.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. You should
Especially
be
if
doing
it's-
that. You should be doing that anyway.
Yeah,
true.
You're right. You're right. But nothing like impending doom to actually drive you to do it.
Yeah, you'd spend
Like
some
if,
more money.
if I know I'm dying in 6 months, I'm not saving money. I'm not fucking. You know what I mean? Like it's. You're gonna live differently, so I think I would want to know.
I'm going to tell you what's going to get you. It's those sock warmers you fucking got. That's what's going to get your ass this
It's gonna
year.
fucking fry you.
You're going to fucking walk across a creek and fucking fry your ass.
Those things are tits, though.
I'm getting them this year.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Thank you, sir.
God, there's a certain thing, like the Thermacell.
Fucking candle just burned all the hair off my arm.
And I live without a Thermacell.
Oh, you're insane.
I got one. It's just I'm learning to appreciate
Like
the finer
you
things.
You don't even need a wind checker because when that thing's puffing
that's
smoke,
what I told
you're
you.
like,
When that wind shifted on me, I was like, ah.
Yeah, that's one really positive thing to the Thermacell. They're a great wind indicator.
yeah. If you have a newer pad in there, if it's an old pad, it doesn't smoke.
All right, I got shooter pass force, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think about earn a buck tag? So, if they were to implement a kind of like antler restriction, but it's not an antler restriction, you have to shoot X amount of does. Let's say, for the sake of the shooter pass, you have to shoot one doe before you can get a buck tag.
I don't disagree with that.
What do you think
I
about
thought
that?
you were going to be like helping at a nursing home or something. You got to earn a buck tag. You got to
definitely.
got to pick trash up on the side of 40. All right. Sign me up. You got to serve fucking bread pudding at the fucking nursing home this week to get your buck tag. All right. Fuck it. Let's do it. Where's the bread pudding at?
Fuck that, I'm not doing that.
Gonna watch the old biddies while they fucking knit, dude. Okay. Fuck it. Let's do it.
That's a whole other thing. I'd be doing that
you
too.
threw me off with the earn a buck tag. All right, what do I gotta do? Oh, shit.
That's great.
Repaint the courthouse? All right, I'll do it.
Fuck it. No, you got to shoot a doe in order to get a buck tag.
I disagree with that.
You don't like it?
I don't like that.
I agree with it.
You like it?
That's the
don't
way
like
the quarry is. You got to shoot 2 does where you can kill a buck.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I like it. Honestly,
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
it'll help with doe management for one.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like a lot of these like fair weather hunter guys that only come out once a year, they can't just come out at rifle and fucking smoke a fucking 6-pointer or a basket rack 8. Now they have to shoot a doe first. I think it's a good thing.
See, you guys always twist it, and I always end up changing my mind. But I'm sticking to this one. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's handcuffs. I don't know. It's a handcuff. I don't like handcuffs.
Like a lot of these
I get that.
A lot of these public lands around here, it's you gotta shoot a doe before you can kill a buck. Well, it used to be that way. Like the Carter property out in Turkey Point, you had to kill a doe before you killed a buck.
Really?
Yeah.
At the Carter property?
Used to be like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is now.
Yeah. See, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially if you've got a population like Maryland's where they're extremely dense doe population. I like it.
I think about like I almost look at that like almost like a restriction. It is a restriction. It's
How many people are gonna follow it? You got a
How many-
160-inch deer in front of you.
right. How many people are gonna? How is that fair? If I put the work in off season to scout and prep work and like that's I put work into that. It's work, man. It's a fucking part-time job. Like
Well, you should have the work put in to know where a doe is first.
and
you
then
can go
there's
smoke
another
that doe in the morning.
there's another reason. So you got a guy who's got a nice buck on his property. Forcing people to do things doesn't equal good results. So you're gonna maybe there's a guy that's got a doe and maybe it's not the best. Maybe he can't get the best shot on that doe, but he wants a fucking buck tag. So he pressures himself into taking a shot on a doe he shouldn't take because he's trying to get his buck tag. I just don't like that pressure.
That's true too.
So I read an article recently that was basically disagreeing with antler point restrictions. And the logic behind it was basically that if you want to see big bucks, you can't shoot big bucks. So, I mean, and I kind of get that. That makes some sense in a roundabout kind of way. But what the article made, a point that it made that was really interesting was that the top like 5 states for Boone and Crockett entries don't have antler point restrictions, or they have really lax ones.
That's interesting.
Thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Because of that, I dived into this. I nerded out a little bit for a while, and I recorded the top 5 states for both Boone and Crockett and Pope and Young entries, and they're pretty much the same. And it's all like Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin. I think it was Ohio and Missouri are the top states. And I think Kansas was on one. They flip-flopped. But for the top 5, those are pretty much it. Wisconsin being first for both, for Bope and Young and
Buffalo
Boone and Crockett.
County.
Buffalo County. Yep, that's the world-renowned county for whitetail bucks. And so what I did was like I looked at all 5 of these states, and I wish I had my fucking notes here, but I left them in my work truck. I wasn't doing this at work.
I left these notes on my work pad in my work truck. Damn it.
Was not doing it at work, though.
I was on break. And so one of the things that I noticed, so 2 states that are in that list is Illinois and Iowa. And, I mean, you might guess this, but Illinois is the top producer in the country for soybean. Iowa is the top producer in the country for corn. And they flip-flop. Illinois is second for corn, and Iowa is second for soybean.
Yeah, they gotta switch it up, man.
And all of those top 5 states are all in that top list, except Wisconsin. Wisconsin is like 7th and 9th, respectively, to corn and soybean. So what is it about Buffalo County and that southwestern portion of Wisconsin that produces these monster bucks? And one of the things that I noticed, and I looked at everything. I looked at the length of their rifle season, the length of their bow season, when the rifle season occurred, whether it was in November. I looked at their bag limits. I looked at their antler point restrictions.
Jeez.
And nothing. Yeah, I
Slow
nerded,
day, huh?
I nerded the fuck out.
Not a lot of calls at work.
And none of that stuff really stands out about Wisconsin. They don't have a strict antler point thing or restriction there. But I don't understand why they have such big bucks in that portion of Wisconsin. The only thing that stood out the most, and this is interesting, is the amount of hunting licenses purchased in Wisconsin is up over 500,000, which is substantially larger than all of those other states like Iowa, Missouri, Ohio, Illinois. So it almost makes you just think that there's just more hunters there, so they're killing more of these big deer. So that would imply that all of these states, including any state that has whitetail, has the potential to kill that many big deer. There are just not that many hunters there to find them.
Or
I thought that was interesting. Or
do you think people in general have something to do with it? So what I will say, I lived in the Midwest. They're hunters, man. Like I don't maybe it's the areas. Maybe there's more people passing on decent sized bucks. Maybe I don't know. You can't say it's food.
maybe it's just like what I was thinking.
Maybe standards, people hold higher standards in these states.
Voluntary point restrictions and dedication to hunting. Like how many people in Buffalo County are there for hunting? How many people have properties there? They manage there. How many properties are
Exactly.
You know what
It's
I mean?
like
I think
people-
that is really the main
Private
thing.
It's like the
Outfitters.
Midwest. It's like a whole different like level. Like we hunt. Like there's a lot of hunters in the state. Good hunters, whatever. But I feel that like those states, man, they take it to a different. And
Oh, yeah.
one thing I would like to know the numbers on is how much public property versus private property in those states.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. That'd
Because
be
I-
harder to find.
because it's a lot easier to manage deer and pass on things when you're hunting on. There's a lot of it's all crop. It's all
Yeah.
farmers in these
Yeah.
states. So there's a lot of private property in these states. There's a lot of guys letting nice sized bucks walk.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the common denominator amongst all the top Pope and Young and Boone and Crockett states is they're all really big ag states.
Because my experience, or what I've observed in our state, is if it's a 6-pointer, it's down.
Yeah.
There was a Velvet 6 in Elk Mills that a guy got opening day. I saw him fucking feet, and a guy smoked him opening day.
Oh,
It's
good
just
for
like,
him.
whatever. But I'm saying in these states, it's.
Yeah.
I would be curious to see the public hunting property versus the private property in these states. Because I guarantee there's a lot of private property in these states.
Yeah.
Because it's all farmers.
Yeah.
Soybean, corn. It's all they do in the Midwest is they grow fucking
But
corn.
there's
and
also
soybean.
really large tracts of public land,
Yeah.
really big public land properties that can hold massive bucks, and they have the ability to
And
hide.
that could have something to do with it. The more public property you have, I mean,
And the tourism. How many people are going to these states to hunt?
yeah.
They travel
Oh
there
my
to hunt.
God.
So you have that as a factor, too.
Except for Iowa. You got to draw a tag.
Yeah, I was a bitch to even pull a tag. But I thought it was
That's very interesting.
just something to think about and wonder, and it makes you think about what you can do in your state specifically to make your hunting better.
Well, you guys are doing it. But
we can grow big deer here.
Yeah.
Look at the East Coast
we
of Maryland.
can, but
Yeah.
But Eastern Shore can produce a lot of big bucks.
Look at
in
all
Maryland.
the ag from Lower Cecil County all the way down.
Yeah,
It's just
feel-
all ag.
and there are big bucks here. There's a lot of big bucks.
Yeah, I just feel that, I don't know, it's different out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
There's smaller tracts of land though here because Maryland's a small state. I mean, there's chunks of public land out in Wisconsin that are bigger than probably half of the public land in Maryland combined in one tract of public land. It's just different. It's fascinating stuff though. It's really interesting.
Speaking of out west, we got to give a shout out to an old guest, Chance Horney. He went out
Yeah, I
west
saw.
and he shot a mule deer.
Shout out. Yeah.
Buck?
Yep.
Saw it on the Insta.
398 yards he shot this deer
Hell yeah.
with a bow. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Was pro-
What?
with a Hoyt, you could pull that off.
I don't know where he went. I'm thinking Utah. I'm probably wrong. I probably shouldn't even guess, but he went out west, shot a mule deer.
Good for him.
Hell yeah, right on, Chance. Big buck?
It wasn't the biggest, but
Nice buck.
yeah.
I got a question for you. You're talking about a Velvet 6 on opening day. John, on public land, would you shoot a Velvet 6?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't hunt public land.
Yeah,
Probably.
you do. You just don't hunt it often.
Probably.
Would you?
I've let bucks walk on public land.
I've let 6s walk on public.
At this
But never a Velvet. But I wouldn't do it.
at this stage in my bow hunting career, I'd probably shoot it.
Hell yeah.
I'd probably let him walk.
I'd let it walk. But I think,
Second year in, I'm shooting it.
yeah, absolutely. My second year in, I would too. I'm just at where I'm at, and I got no problem with it. If somebody wants to shoot, I don't care if you've been hunting for 20 years. If you want to shoot it, good for you. Shoot it.
Yeah, go for it.
If you like it. But for me, I still don't think I'd shoot it. If it was a Velvet 8, it'd be fucking no question. But
Like this deer I got on camera, this thick bitch, this manager at Thick Filet.
Yeah.
I'm torn whether I wanted to kill him or not.
thick fillet franchisee.
Yeah.
Because he's really not. He doesn't have a big rack.
No, maybe we should put him on the Instagram.
Yeah.
See if
Everyone is going to tell you not to shoot him.
Shoot or pass it on the Instagram.
So if everyone says no, I should go against the grain and say fuck y'all and kill him.
But you have that thing on the internet where they virtue signal with their bucks. What they're saying, oh, let them walk. And half of these motherfuckers say that, but if they had that buck in front of them, they'd shoot it.
Absolutely.
They
That's
say that
without
just to make it
question.
look like, oh, I'm just after big bucks.
They watch Realtree road trips and
Yeah.
they say, oh, they let that buck walk. Fuck you.
But then that happens to them in real life, and they're going to drill it. That buck you got on camera, I'd shoot him personally.
at the end
You've
of the,
shot bigger bucks than him, though.
course.
So if you didn't want to, I can understand it. Because he's a nice buck, but honestly, like next year, he's going to be really nice.
he's gonna be smarter too. I think I kind of like the dumb ones. But at the end of the day, I'm eating this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot of meat because he's a thick bitch.
Yeah.
He's down with the thickness.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna kill him.
You're going to kill him.
Yeah.
If he walks in front of you, you shoot him. Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill his little buddy, his little 8-point buddy. That was a 6-pointer last year. I'm not killing him.
Nah.
We'll see what he does.
Yeah. I bet he'll be nice next year.
Yeah, because he was with the big boy was with his little 8-pointer buddy Friday morning or Thursday night, and just the difference in body size is crazy.
Yeah. I think that 9-pointer is like fucking 5 years old.
I was telling Sam the same thing. I was like, this deer is old.
Yeah. He just doesn't have a real big rack.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, he might not even get bigger, which is why you should just shoot him.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, just get rid of him.
I would shoot him. I would definitely shoot him. But
Yeah, so Gravy, I might need to take a couple mornings off. Just calling late.
yeah, you could just go in late.
Yeah.
That's what I did the other day when I went and looked for my buck.
That sucks, man.
Oh man, it was brutal.
But you have decided to just fix blade broadheads.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's not because I don't think that it opened.
But
It's
just take the factor out.
Take the worry
Yeah.
about it. Like to me, in my head, I'm like, because with the Schwackers, you have this little screw that you can lock the blades down so you can practice shoot them, and it's like, did I accidentally shoot him with a practice head
See?
or something? Like, or like I don't fucking. It's just something I don't want to have to worry about when I shoot a buck. It's just, you know what? I'd rather just stick to fixed blade.
That's
and
why
I'm
there's-
just I'm sticking to fixed blade from here on out.
I'm looking forward to getting a kill with that Grim Reaper, man. That's why that Grim Reaper is it's a simplistic design,
Yeah, it's spring loaded.
but
Yeah.
I feel that it's very difficult for that thing to malfunction.
Yeah, I've never had
Like
a
the
malfunction.
Rages, the Schwackers, like all those are like there's.
Yeah,
I
I don't
just-
think they malfunction. The Schwacker, there's no reason it shouldn't open. It's pushing
has
the
to
blades
open.
of it. It has to.
But then
open.
you're thinking about like I'm thinking of like
Unless I accidentally left that screw in there, which
Oh,
I
fuck.
do not think I did.
No. Or it's like the quartering to or the quartering to
Yeah.
quartering away. That's when I think mechanicals get funky.
I was telling him the same thing.
Bone, they're not good for
Like
bone.
broadside, no question, all day long. But that quartering shit, I don't
Yeah.
know, man. One opens, one doesn't. Like I could
Yeah.
just.
Or even if they both do, they're going through ribs, and you've got a cutting diameter that's this big. How
And it
effective
stops.
is that going to be? Yeah,
That arrow is definitely slowing down.
Yeah.
As those blades.
Oh,
open.
yeah.
It's
drag.
it's physics,
Yeah,
surface
it's
area
friction, yeah.
resistance. They're going to slow down more.
The 2 deer I've shot this year with thunderheads, those arrows haven't slowed down at all.
Yeah.
I've never seen so much dirt on an arrow.
Yeah, it's
after
surgical.
it ripped
It's
through a
it's
deer.
surgical grade fucking steel,
Well, that's a bold statement. I don't know about that.
dude.
Talking about 30
Tap your
I got
finger.
cuts on my
Tap,
fingers.
tap your finger.
Yeah, cuts on my thumbs from just putting blades in it today.
Those Montex, I could fucking perform open heart surgery with those fucks.
Dude,
I-
Thunderhead's the way to go.
I really like Thunderhead, and they fly great.
For 5 broadheads for $40, and then when you need new blades, $20 for 18 blades.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
And they fly fantastic,
Yeah.
like a field point. They really do.
Yep.
We tested this. It's
We-
not like we're just talking about it. We tested it, and I've shot 5 of them myself, and they almost all fly like a field point. I had one that didn't, but I think it might have been the arrow, not the actual broadhead. I don't know.
That doe Wednesday, that arrow hit exactly where I put that pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, granted it was 18 yards, whatever. But
But-
it,
Hey man, we can. Our buddy Ryan will save it for when he gets here, but sometimes
should we save it?
a short shot can be fucking brutal. Ryan had he got a miss just recently, and I'm sure he'll talk about it when he comes on again because he'll be back. But
Yeah.
man, even if it's a 25-yard shot, sometimes you can make mistakes in the field, and then Ryan's a good shot. You know, it's not that he can't make that; it's just fucking shit happens.
It sure as fuck does.
Yeah, and you can get punchy when you get a deer in front of you. Your heart's pounding. I mean, it's just tough. It is tough. It's hard.
Yeah. I can see as a new hunter where you just throw it up and pull trigger.
Yeah.
You really have to remember to just center the pin.
Or over focus.
Yeah,
You get too tied in.
you think too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean that's a factor. That's a factor for me, when it comes to hunting. Like when I'm thinking about my tactics for like chasing bucks. Like sometimes I think
overthink it.
too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just fucking hunt, man. You know what I mean? Just don't overthink it. They're not fucking. They're not geniuses. They're fucking white-tailed deer. They're smart. Don't get me wrong, and they have really good instincts. But sometimes I'm myself definitely guilty of overthinking stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I do too.
Yeah,
Everyone does.
everybody does.
That's why I got a fucking camera on a hole in the fence.
It works though, doesn't it?
Dude, I wanted to bring this up actually.
Pinch points, and this is something I was just talking to Ryan about, like creeks, like scouting public land, because he's hunting a lot of public down there. Creeks are a great way to find a pinch point because
That's where I
deer will
was tonight.
often pick a specific area to cross a creek,
And you can't miss it.
Yeah.
and it's
No, you
almost
can't. Yeah.
You can't miss it.
always really easy to find it. Yeah.
They're not jumping this fucking creek.
No.
They're especially unless it's really small, then maybe they might. But
Of course.
a general creek, yeah, and they're gonna have very clear trails crossing this creek, and they're gonna cross it at a specific location. As to like other areas, like you might have an area where you know deer are traveling from bed to food or something. They might take a different trail in that area every time. They might not be on the same exact spot. They're gonna move in the same area, but it might not be the same spot. As to like creek crossings, you find a good creek crossing, they're going to move in that same, within 10 feet of like that creek, they're going to cross there. So public land, I really like trying to find creek crossings. I feel like it's a good way to find a pinch point.
It's a good tip.
Yeah.
So the Moultrie, it'll tag if it's a buck or if it's a doe. And I've had this cell camera on this hole in the fence for a week and a half, 2 weeks. And obviously some of these pictures are multiples of the same deer, the same doe. 111 pictures of bucks, 69 of does.
That's a good number, 69.
So more bucks are moving around.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
No, often they often do move separately. Not to say that they won't move together,
Yeah.
but bucks often they're.
I think does are just moving through the timber, and bucks are going through the fence and leaving the property,
Yeah.
and then coming back through the property. So
And that is a fantastic pinch point for
fucking hole in the fence.
you got a hole in the fence leading from one property to
2
another.
foot wide hole in the fence. John's fucking. They can't get the rack through it.
No, it's a big hole in the fence.
Yeah, it's
So
big
Bobby
hole.
W, if you try to
Patch that hole.
patch that hole, I'm gonna cut it back open. Sorry.
Yeah, do not patch that.
John's on his trail came with bolt cutters.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
They call John in the office. What's this about? It's like fucking deer. You
I
kidding me?
killed there, dude. Jeez. Leave me alone.
I'm a simple guy. Fuck.
Why is there a fence here anyway? No one ever comes through here.
Oh, he likes the fence. He likes the small hole
I
in
like
the
the
fence. Yeah.
There used to be like 4 or 5 holes in the fence, and they patched them all, but they left this one hole. I don't know why.
Did they leave it or did you make it?
No.
I wonder if
He's like, they patched every single one of them, but this one, I don't know why. Right by my stand. I don't know. what
hey,
the fuck.
that's a pro tip there, man. If you've got your own property,
Create pinch points.
create them. Yeah, like with
That's
stuff
another
like that.
pro tip.
Hell yeah.
Hole in the fence.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
ruin your fucking company's property.
That's
create
something
pinch points.
I came across when I was looking for this buck. There is a tunnel that goes from Bainbridge to our property. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
creek.
What?
Yeah, there's a creek and the tunnel runs underneath the
Yo.
road. And I guarantee you, come rut, there's going to be bucks moving through that tunnel.
Yeah, we're not going to sneak through that tunnel.
No, absolutely not.
No, why would we do that?
No, no. Are you?
Will I stand over it and wait for a buck to come out? Yes.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not sticking through that tunnel.
There's a lot of
I am
homeless
definitely
orgies
not
in there.
sneaking through that tunnel. I definitely did not buy waders to sneak through that tunnel.
That property hasn't been hunted in 15 years. I'm definitely not sneaking through that tunnel.
Absolutely not. I would never do such a
Silly.
thing.
Silly.
Silly. It's ridiculous. No, but I will sit there. Fucking
Oh,
hey,
man.
I will sit right on that.
95 or not. Vulcan has the same issue. Well, not issue. It's a glorious thing. They pass through this tunnel that goes underneath 95 from the state forest to the
Wow.
Vulcan property.
Wow.
And I've had a couple supervisors that have hunted this area. And Joe Sub actually seen he counted 36 deer one night, just single file through this fucking tunnel.
Could
No
you
shit.
imagine?
Yeah.
Can you
Well,
imagine?
I know where I'm hunting public land. I'm gonna go kill John's buck.
Jesus.
You'll be on the other
I'm
side
gonna
of
be
the
on the
fucking
other
tunnel.
side of the tunnel, waiting for John's buck to come.
Just
in.
a
It runs
stack
through
of
with a fucking
does.
bloody patch on it. That's my deer now, bitch.
Stack of does at the end of this fucking tunnel.
Oh my god.
That's what somebody said to me. They're like, "What if one of the poachers finds your buck?"
You know, when I thought about that and didn't say anything.
I was like, "Why would you even say that to me?"
I thought about it. It did,
Do you want me to punch you in the face?
but it did cross my mind.
So?
It did cross my mind.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it until somebody said it to me, and I was like, "Oh God, don't give me something else to worry."
But then I'm
about.
thinking, like, what are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds?
Sickening.
There's a guy with a nice mount in his fucking trailer right now.
Nice Euro.
Oh my
He's
God,
geeked out of his fucking mind looking at it.
smoking meth. He's got a Euro up there, still got brains
Oh
hanging
my
out.
god! He just cut it at the fucking shoulders.
Flies and maggots all over it.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, did you hear about the guys that were popped in our dirt bags of the week?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
our
give us the dirt bag of the week.
I'll give you the
Ronski.
dirt bags, plural, of the week. In Arkansas, they their DNR discovered a deer garden, they call it. So there were multiple complaints, private property
I
owners
like a good beer garden.
within Arkansas. I love a beer garden too,
not a deer garden. No.
but a deer garden. So there were
Sounds
multiple
creepy.
complaints in this area, Arkansas. I can't remember the area. Got the article on my phone.
Or Kansas.
Arkansas.
And there were multiple complaints in the area, and DNR did some investigation work. And throughout this county in Arkansas, they were getting multiple complaints, property owners bitching, people poaching deer, spotlighting them, side of the road, all that shit.
Bastards.
And DNR thought it was just multiple poachers in the area, just like all different guys just poaching. Turns out it was 5 guys all fucking working together poaching.
Wow.
They were burying the fucking the deer heads in the guy's backyard and letting like the maggots and shit eat the fucking flesh and shit off.
Yeah, it's a way to do it.
Anyway,
it's a long-term
yeah,
euro.
Yeah, DNR popped him and went to the guy's backyard. There's pictures all over the web. You guys can fucking Google this shit. And there's just, you see just fucking just antlers just spread all over this guy's fucking yard, man.
Wow.
They had them in tires, like stacks of tires, just like organized, just all antlers in this guy's backyard in Arkansas. Anyway, they popped all the guys. It was $11,000 in fines.
That's it.
They lost their hunting licenses for 6 years.
They're poachers.
And yeah, I think it was 6 years, no more hunting, and 11 grand in fines and 2 years probation.
Not stern enough.
Yeah.
2 years probation, 11 grand in
How
fines.
many deer heads was it? Do you
It's
remember?
like 30.
Holy fuck.
Not
man.
stern enough.
Nice deer.
Lock them up for 10
That
years.
should be $1,000 a deer head.
Yeah.
What if they were doing
At
that
least.
to people's
Yeah.
dogs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They'd be in jail for life.
It's like you're just
a
yeah.
fucking deer garden.
That's fucked
disgusting.
up. Yeah, it is. I'd love to have my own deer garden, but it would be legal.
But yeah,
It'd be $3 in there. That'd be great. Oh man.
You'll get one.
you'll get one.
That new spot we stumbled upon. You'll get one.
If the next buck I shoot, if something like that happens, dude, I'm gonna just jump out of my tree stand like fucking a swan dive in the Olympics. Just
Well,
fucking.
And
Yeah.
then Valley of Death, is that where we're doing our tack prep?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good spot.
Well, he went left.
I know,
there.
yeah, but yeah, that's a good spot.
Well, when you
Yeah.
do that, I'll take the Ventum over and I'll
There's
kill
turkey.
deer
There's turkey in there, too.
I'll
Oh,
need you
yeah.
to.
There's turkey in there too.
I'll take the Ventum over and I'll kill bucks in your memory.
That's the
Thank
fucking
you.
Thunderdome.
I got one red mark.
Call it the Thunderdome.
Yeah. No, it's fucking where we were at tonight is the
Oh my
Thunderdome.
God.
Tina Turner will be in
That's
the
a
fucking
great
Thunderdome.
nickname. That's
The
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
That's what we're calling it.
The
Valley of
Thunderdome.
Death,
And the Thunderdome. Yep. Great
Hell
nickname for that specific location.
Mad
oh,
Max,
by the
bro.
way, just a little thing that I just trying to spread the love, dude. I like this app HuntWise a lot.
Yeah.
Get it, grip.
Is it free?
No,
Okay.
it's $60, but you get
What's
a
so
year, for a
What's so
year.
special about it?
Well, you get every state property information.
Ah,
And Onyx.
how much is a subscription?
$60 a year.
That's pretty
You
good.
get every state.
What's Onyx?
Onyx.
Onyx.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. How much is it,
I
though?
think it's about the same.
Nah, I think I spent.
It might be 100.
I got all the states.
Yeah, but hunt-wise, you get a lot more than you get with.
Hell yeah.
What do you get,
Dude,
You guys getting a check, a sponsorship
Onyx-
check? I don't know
I
about.
fucking wish, dude.
I don't fucking.
I keep hearing this HuntWise. I hear it from everybody.
Nah, man. I like the wind direction app on there. You can do a hunt prediction. Not only that, but I really like the fact that it will tell you weather from the past like 10 days. So you can, look back on weather. Like, say you get a buck on camera and you're like a couple days ago and you're like,
Uh-oh.
you're wondering, what was the wind direction when you did that? You can look back on there, which is really cool. The wind app is really cool. You got a hunt prediction thing on there, so you can look at a specific area. It'll predict. You can designate your stand wind direction and make a piece of property. Like I got port, and you can say what's the best stand to hunt on this day. It'll tell you what wind direction is the best, and he has his own like stuff. But it's really cool.
So it's like the Drury's hunt stand
And Onyx all combined.
All right.
Okay.
I already spent my money for my
Yeah.
year subscription to my Onyx, but
I have Onyx and HuntWise.
do you
now,
know
so
what? But do you want to hear what pisses me? Onyx is terrible with the wind direction.
Yeah, it's
Does
terrible.
Onyx cover?
They don't really
You
have
gotta
it.
zoom out, and then it gives you like your general.
Yeah, I
It
got
doesn't pinpoint
I
your
got
wind direction.
3 different apps.
Well, I got
Hunt-Wise sound
Windy.
like the one.
I got this app called
HuntWise
Windy.
is the best.
I got this app called Windy. It's more like a forecast app, but it's pretty good.
I just pay attention to the Weather Channel, and most of the time it's correct. I got one more thing I gotta bring.
Another one too, bartender.
Steve Ranella posted on his Instagram. I wanted to tag you guys in it. So look it up. A couple hunters in Oregon killed a healthy bull and took a look inside its mouth.
Oh, the broadhead.
There's a broadhead stuck in the roof of this bull elk's mouth.
I saw that in my stand today. I looked at it,
took a tooth out, and there's just a broadhead stuck in the roof.
and it was a healthy bull.
healthy bull. Yeah,
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that's
Insane.
fucked up.
it is
Like,
fucked up.
I mean, now maybe it was an 80-yard shot, and he turned when it happened. I don't know,
yeah,
but I hope somebody wasn't trying to do a headshot.
I hope not either. But it just goes to show you how tough these fucking animals are.
Yeah,
It does. Now, I don't know how you can do that's how is that not intentional? Man, that's like, I mean, if you're
Things
shooting,
happen.
Yeah,
if you're shooting like
I'd
that,
definitely have some questions. Like,
yeah,
how
I
the
would.
fuck
Yeah,
did that happen?
that's one that's like a.
The post, Steve Rennell says, I have 5 or 6 questions for every
That's a
shot
head
that's there.
scratcher there.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, like,
'Cause an elk's a big animal. Like, I could see you hitting it in the shoulder or the guts,
Yeah.
but the fucking
even a
mouth,
neck
like,
maybe, but like a mouth shot,
Poor thing.
Yeah, like that, man. That's
the pain.
You hate to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, the pain.
Did you? Another thing, I seen an article. PSE posted a picture of this guy hopping over an electric fence with his bow with a broadhead arrow knocked. And he has like one hand up and he was hopping over the fence and he had an arrow knocked when he was doing it. Okay. Somebody wrote an article. I can't remember who it was, but they were basically ripping on PSE for saying that is an extremely unsafe thing to do.
A little bit.
No,
little
it's not.
bit.
What are you talking about?
And like saying how we as hunters need to be, more accountable for these kind of things.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear what you guys think about PSE posting that picture. Do you think that was a dick move? Do you think it was like, oh, let's not overreact here?
We don't need, as a hunting community, shade.
Exactly.
That shade.
We get enough shade.
We get enough shade as it is.
Yeah.
You get shade for walking into the fucking woods, minding your own fucking business. I don't need negative publicity from large bow manufacturers on social media.
Yeah.
Because people take whatever they see on social media and they fucking run with it. I don't need that. Edit your shit more and look at what you're posting before you fucking.
Yeah.
I'm even conscious about, and we're all good about it, posting pictures of deer. You don't fucking. You try not to, or at least I'm conscious of it. I'm not going to show, if I post a picture of, if I ever shoot a nice buck, I'm not going to fucking show the fucking, where I gutted the motherfucker on the back of my tailgate. I'll fucking hold it up and fucking.
I do.
But I think you're a little better with it than you think. Because even the pictures in your social media, you got to be conscious of that shit, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Gruesome fucking shit on
that's a whole nother subject. But the arrow jumping thing,
publicity. It's publicity. It's bad publicity.
I agree with you. I think that was a fucking dumb thing to
It makes
post.
hunters look stupid.
But it does. And now, if I jump a fence, am I going to leave my arrow knocked? No, I'm not. I'm going to put it back in my quiver. I'm jumping a fence, dude. Why do I need my arrow knocked?
Right.
I don't have an arrow knocked ever unless I am stalking.
Yeah. So that's just But and I think I wonder if it wasn't like a photo op thing. You know
exactly
what I mean?
what it was.
That's what I bet. That's what
They
it was.
thought it was a good picture.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
But it's not.
It's fucking PSE. It's like the number 3 bow manufacturer.
Be smart.
I just think. Look, I don't. If you want to hop fences with an arrow knock, fucking be my guest, dude. You're a grown ass man. Have fun. But do I think it was a good idea for social media posts? No. Does it bother me? No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I totally get what you guys are saying. It's not good publicity. It was stupid for them to post. I agree with that 100%.
Like, you fall the wrong way. That arrow takes a weird
it's gonna
trajectory.
get you.
Sails through your fucking neck.
Your carotid artery just fucking
Bye
leak.
bye.
So another thing, I just had something dawn on me. Another awesome thing. Well, it was a fucked up hunt. It was a fucked up hunt. It was a good hunt, but I didn't see anything, so it was a fucked up hunt. But on my way out, listen to this shit. This just dawned on me, it just went over my head. As I was walking out, there was probably an 18-year-old. He was probably about 18 years old, 18, 19, 20. As I was walking out, back to my stand, telling him how I didn't kill anything. They could clearly see. A kid walked up to me, probably, like I said, 18 years old, and was like, I just got a bow.
Oh, cool.
Good for him.
Well, he was like, I just got a bow. And he said, yeah, my buddy just got a Matthews. I said, they're nice bows.
Yeah.
And I said, get out there. He was like, yeah, I haven't been practicing. Get out there.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But
Hell yeah.
that's positive publicity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're advocates at the end of the day. Every hunter that goes out and hunts every day is a fucking advocate. And I was like, I shot the shit with him for like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm just going over all my gear, what I got. And I was like, this is the fucking Cadillac, this fucking Hoyt Venom 33
you
right here. You
want
see
that
this thing,
Matthews.
Daddy?
Yeah.
But you do.
But yeah, he was talking about his buddy, how he got a Matthews. And all. I said, just keep practicing, get out there, man. Get
Yeah.
out. But it's just crazy how you impact people. You just got to be mindful as a hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and about the shit like that you post is.
And if I would have ended up killing a deer, I would have left it at the fucking sign-in station. I would have went out and told all the families and all that. Hey, I'm getting ready to drag a deer out. You guys cool with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, but I was conscious of that. Are
Yeah.
other hunters conscious of that?
Yeah,
You need to
some-
make yourself conscious.
Some guys are assholes.
Yeah, you got fucking 3-year-old kids running around. I would have dropped the deer and said, hey, that
Yeah.
deer's coming out. So
Yeah.
is this cool, not cool?
Yeah, because you don't want the, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but hey, some people don't want their kids to see that when they're real little, which
Right.
is, I get that. So it doesn't hurt to say something like,
But-
hey, I'm about to drag a deer.
As a hunter, we have
dead.
a
It's dead.
responsibility. Yeah, we have a
bloody.
responsibility to be conscious of these things and paint a good
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, we don't want any, like you said it perfectly well. We got enough shade. We don't need to make
Yeah,
our
we
own.
don't need no more shade.
Yeah. All right, fellas. We got a lot of beer to drink, and this has ran
Well over.
hour and 24 minutes. Hell yeah.
That's not bad.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good
It's a
one.
good one. This season is going well. We're into month 2 for us Maryland hunters now. We're into October.
But yeah, it's going exactly how we thought.
Uh,
Daddy Rambo is.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
early,
Yeah, Rambo pull ahead, and then I'm going to come up from the rear as usual.
and then I'm the sleeper that no one sees coming, and I zip around you, and I win.
I hope so.
That's how this works.
I don't want this. I don't want to pull away with it. I want it to be a. Come and get some.
Oh, you know
you might
what?
pull away, but I don't pull out.
Ooh.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.
Deuces.